Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James, and today we're going over what is called the Greek gift. I actually got to do this against a very strong grandmaster at 2800 over here. And for those of you who don't know, the Greek gift is actually a sacrifice of the bishop to go ahead and exploit or bring the king out to the center. And then, well, you either get to checkmate them, or the king is just so vulnerable you're going to end up getting into a winning position. Now, I'm going to go over all four lines of what will happen whenever you do the Greek gift, so I can show you what the best moves are. Basically, there's only one move that's going to help you survive. So, well, let's go and take a look at this game. Here we go. We started with e4, c6, the carrow. I went ahead and played pawn d4, taking the center all by myself. Pawn to d5, and here I went ahead and played pawn to f3, what is known as the fantasy variation. The fantasy being, well, I hope that they take, pawn takes, and I get two pawns in the center. Unfortunately for me, my grandmaster opponent was not so nice, so after f3, he went ahead and played pawn e6. Definitely not one of the best moves, and so I went ahead and played a very fun idea that I played, a little gambit line. I played pawn to c4. Of course, computers don't like it when you have fun. But that being said, if you do accept this, I mean, well, the computer gives this as almost as equal. So if you can give away a pawn and get very good attacking chances, I'm all for it. And here, black went ahead and played knight f6. Not the best move here, but it's still a move to play. And here, I probably should have played pawn e5 first, but here I went ahead and just played knight to c3 right away. He played bishop b7. And then I continued now with the best move, pawn to e5, kicking the knight back. Here I love a pawn on e5 as it kicks the knight away. And this is actually going to be very helpful later on because the Greek gift is done by sacrificing a bishop to h7. And this knight is one of the main defenders. That's why this pawn on e5 is so important. So the knight went back to d7. And here I like this move. I play pawn to f4. I love to play my pawn to f4. This gives a very good attacking pawn structure, and it's going to get my pawn out the way so my knight can go to where it wants to go to, which is to f3. Again, an idea with the Greek gift. Here, my opponent went ahead and castled. I went ahead and brought my knight out to f3, and here my opponent played pawn to b6. And here, I mean, it's definitely not a bad move. Here, black is saying I'm either going to play bishop b7 or maybe bring my bishop out to a6 to put pressure on c4. Well, let's keep developing. I went ahead and put my bishop to d3. This is setting up for the sacrifice on h7. The sacrifice doesn't work just yet because the bishop can take on g5. Now this is important because, well, the knight's going to have to come into g5 to help out with the attack. So with the bishop still here, the Greek gift is not yet working. Here, my opponent played bishop a6. Makes sense. Puts pressure on the c4 pawn. Here, I didn't want to lose it, so I played pawn to b3. He went ahead and took on c4. I took back on c4, and then bishop b4 got played. And this is a very good indicator that my bishop takes on h7 sacrifice. My Greek gift is almost upon us. But, well, I do have an unprotected knight here, so I went ahead and played bishop to b2. And here my opponent got a little too aggressive, or maybe just missed the idea altogether, and played pawn to b5. All right. It's White's turn. What do you play here to get a double exclam and a winning position against our 2800 rated opponent? All right, if you haven't already, go ahead and give us that like and subscribe. Remember, pushing like is going to go ahead and share this with other chess players so we can learn chess. So, what do you play here? Here we get to play it. Bishop takes on h7. Brilliant! And, well, the black has nothing better than to go ahead and take on h7. Just for those who do know, if they do go king h8, you typically just go knight g5 with the idea of going queen h5. And, yeah, you're just going to get into a winning position very fast here. So, going back to the game, after bishop takes on h7, like I said, there's only one really good move here for black. Black must go ahead and take on h7. And here, let's continue with the Greek gift. We need more pieces into the game. Here, we're going to go ahead and play knight to g5 check. And, well, at this point, black really has nothing better. I mean, I guess he could have played the best move of the four. And, well, so let's get into it. There's four different moves here for black to play. Black either has king h8, king g8, king h6, or king g6. Believe it or not, only one of these moves is actually going to get you into a game. And in all variations, white is much better. I think even after the best move that gets played here, white is up +5, meaning you're basically up an extra rook, which is just amazing since you just sacrificed your bishop, right? You got the Trojan horse. You gave him a deceptive gift. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the first bad move here. And this one is definitely the worst move. Losing with checkmate in 2 move is king to h8. White to move, what do you play? Simple chess. Knight and queen are a very good combo for checkmating. So here you just play queen h5 check, king to g8, and queen h7 for checkmate. Simple chess. All right, so let's take a look at the next move. What's that one? Here, after you go knight g5 check, you could take a look at king to g8. And here again, white is just winning after queen to h5. Now here, computer's saying just sacrifice your queen because, well, there's no good way out of this. There's the checkmate threat on h7 really only leaves one idea, which is to try to move the rook away so that you can get an escape square. And that move would be rook to e8. Now I want to show you the idea here. It's actually forced checkmate in 5 here. So here I want to show you what the common person would most likely play here. They would start off with queen h7 check, king goes to f8, queen h8 check, king e7, queen takes on g7, and then unfortunately there's no more good checks in this situation. With that being said, the only reason why this is not checkmate is because the f7 pawn is in the way. So simple chess, what's the idea? Get rid of it. So going back to the idea of when they played rook e8, here we're going to add an in-between move in and just play queen takes on f7 check. Now the king must go back to h8, and now you repeat the exact same checkmating pattern. You go queen h5 check, king g8, queen h7 check, king f8, queen h8 check, king e7, and now you see because the pawn is gone, queen takes on g7 is check and mate. All right, let's go back to the other move. And now we're taking a look at, after knight to g5 check, here we take a look at king to h6. And here, again, it's just saying white is winning. This time, it says it's a forced checkmate in 8 moves. I will say sometimes you will get a very good idea. With the bishop still on c1, because sometimes the pawn's not there on f4, you'll have a simple win here because the knight will still be here, is knight takes on f7 check with a double fork attacking the king and the queen. Again, this is when the bishop is on c1 and the pawn is not on f4 here, which is very common for the Greek gift ideas. In this one, obviously, this does not work. But here, white has the very simple move of queen to d3, and again, we see that the knight takes on f7 idea is still a killer idea. Why? Well, here, try to stop queen to h7 checkmate. Here, you're going to say, well, I could just move my rook over. Well, moving your rook over is actually a very bad move. Here, you allow knight takes f7, check forking the king, queen, and rook, a family fork. And, well, you know, when you see a good move, look for a better one. After king h5, you can take the queen if you want to, or, you know what, let's go ahead and get a checkmate. Pawn to g4, king takes, rook g1 check, king h5, queen g6 check, king h4, and queen g4 will just be checkmate. And basically, all the lines like this are going to be looking pretty much like this in this line. I mean, with the rook on f8, again, just like last time, it's cutting the king's escape. You try to go g6, it's a quick checkmate in 2. Queen h3 check, king g7, queen h7 checkmate. I'm not too sure as if there's another good-looking move. The f5 idea is like the exact same kind of thing happening. Queen h3 check, king to g6, and queen h7 checkmate. We actually see this f5 idea pretty soon. And so that leaves us to our last move, which is after knight g5 check. Believe it or not, the only good move to try and play here is king to g6. And here there's actually a few different ideas that you can try. The 3 main moves to play here whenever they play king g6, which is, again, typically the only move that works, is queen to d3 check, queen g4 setting up a fork, or pawn to h4. All these are 3 different moves, but again, in this position, it's just giving white a +4 advantage, saying you're up 4 extra pawns, or basically up an extra rook here. And in the game, my opponent, I guess, just believed that I was just going to be winning, and so, well, he went ahead and just played queen takes on g5, and the game actually ended pretty fast here. I went ahead and just took back, of course. He played pawn takes. I went ahead and castled. Knight to b6 got played. And here I added in a move I guess I shouldn't have. I played pawn to g6. The idea is I was trying to bring the king out a little bit further. And, well, if you play f takes on g6, this is going to ruin your pawn structure. And I was hoping to make some more trades in here. So he did take it with his king. And now I just built up a very strong attack that ends up winning fast. Queen g4 check. This is plus 14, apparently. Yep, king to h7. Rook f3, definitely looking at this idea of rook h3 and queen h5. Here, king g8 was played. Rook over to f1. Knight to d7. And I played queen to h5, preparing rook h3. And my grandmaster opponent, I guess, respected me or just saw that it was, you know, going to be a very bad game here and went ahead and resigned. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This was a Greek gift idea. Remember, there's 4 different variations whenever you play in this line. Whenever you go ahead and do the Greek gift, which starts off with bishop takes on h7. There's 4 main moves here to play after knight g5 check. It's either going to be king h8, king g8, king h6, or king g6. Remember, king g6 is the only good try here. I'll probably do a video later on about all the different variations of the queen d3, queen g4, and h4 ideas for checkmating. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.